today Tesla has lowered prices for a ton of their vehicles and overall just made it a better deal for the end user, making the Model 3 and even the Model S and X more obtainable to more people and giving them a better bang for their buck. And if you can believe it, this ticked off some people. Yeah, we'll go into the details now. So firstly, they have lowered the price of the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus by $910. Not major, of course, but that's $910 that you had to pay before that you don't have to pay now. And also, Tesla is now including the pearl white multi-coat version of the Model 3 for free with the Standard Range Plus. It's at no extra charge, filling in the space that the basic black color used to fill. If you want a basic black Model 3, that's an extra $750, which if you compare to the Standard Range Plus just a couple days ago, that means that yes, even the most basic, most affordable Model 3 is $250 cheaper, and you're especially in good luck if you were in love with the pearl white Model 3 color, because now, not only is the car $910 cheaper, but that pearl white color, which used to be a $1,500 add-on, is now free, included. So, best case scenario, if you were saving up for a Tesla Model 3 and you were hoping to get the pearl white option. They also lowered the price for the long-range version of the Model 3 by around $2,000, so if you're one of those people who choose to have the longer range, you'll also be saving money from here on out. Good news is autopilot is still included. Full self-driving is the same price as it was. That hasn't changed.
However, it will be changing, as after I recorded this video, Elon Musk tweeted that the cost of full self-driving will be increased by around $1,000 on August 16th.
And they've also made some changes to the Model S and X lineup that are pretty substantial. The standard range option is no longer present on both of these premium vehicles, meaning that yes, the starting price is a little bit higher now because that standard range is no longer there. However, they did lower the price of the longer range versions of the S and the X by around $5,000. So while yes, the starting price is higher, you are getting more range for cheaper than what you could get before, which probably makes sense for the Tesla lineup given the number of people that were willing to spend all that money on a Model S and X were likely willing to spend a little bit extra money to get that extended range, which I think is still really good. The fact that for just under $80,000 you can buy a Model S now with 370 miles of range, that's really cool. And also, you'll notice that the performance upgrade is a little bit more expensive than it was in the past. On the Model S, it's about $4,000 more than before, and on the Model X, it's about $3,000 more than before. And some of you may be wondering, what did they do? They didn't change the motors. The car's not fast or anything. Why is performance more expensive? Well, both Model S and X now include the ludicrous speed option, which before was kind of crazy. It was an extra $20,000 for a software feature just so that you could have that extra boosted performance, which now, of course, they're including at just the extra cost of $4,000 and $3,000. So yes, overall, getting a performance Model S or X with ludicrous mode enabled is cheaper, but if you wanted that option to not get it with ludicrous mode to save money, I guess it's not there. But this simplifies likely the Model S and X lineup quite a bit, because now anyone who is looking to buy one has very simple options. It's like, do you want the long range option or do you want the performance option? That's basically the only choices. It's not standard range, long range performance, and performance with ludicrous mode, which is an extra $20,000. Now they're like, you know what, we're just going to throw in ludicrous mode for an additional $4,000 to $3,000, which is much cheaper than it was before. They've also applied that pearl white multi-coat option to the Model S and X, which does not cost an additional fee anymore. Those are the included colors. If you want to opt for the black option, it's an extra $1,000. And if anyone's curious, no, nothing else on the website has really been updated. If you go to the Model Y section, black is still the included color, autopilot is still not included, and white still costs $1,500 extra. So maybe when the Model Y officially launches and they start delivering them, they'll probably update it to be more in line with the rest of the cars they sell. But funny story, actually, I was making tweets about these price changes that Tesla made over on my Twitter, and a good friend of mine, Snazzy Labs, was complaining that it sucks for him because he paid that extra money to get the white multi-coat, and a lot of people were upset by Tesla's decision to make the multi-coat option now the default, because originally Elon said that it would be a basic white color that wasn't a multi-coat to save on money, and that would be the default color. But Elon replied to that tweet, actually. So indirectly, Elon Musk replied to my tweet this morning. He wasn't responding to my question in particular, but I didn't tag him in the first place. I was just announcing the changes to my Twitter. But he did reply to a replier on my Twitter, which was kind of cool, saying that the basic white adds too much to service, repair complexity, and the team convinced him that it was better to go with the pearl white. And I don't know how many of you have experienced this before, but when Elon Musk replies to one of your tweets, you start to see the entire sea, the entire ocean of Tesla haters and whiners all flock around it, asking him things that don't even relate to what he said. They just want to change the subject on the off chance that he may reply to them, which I guess he has in the past, so that's probably why they do it. But my goodness, the people that complain about price cuts is hilarious to me. Like, no one wants to look at the perspective from more than just themselves. So many people out there are like, you made it cheaper? That hurts the resale value of my car now. That's going to depreciate faster at this point. It's like, do you want them to not lower the price then, to assure that everyone who already bought one gets their car to depreciate as little as possible? I mean, I know that there's people out there that are like, a month ago I just bought this configuration. Now, if I could have waited, I could have got this cheaper configuration. But that's how technology works, and it always kind of has worked in that way. There's not really a perfect prime time to buy an electric car other than when you're ready for it. If the prices are available and you can pay them and you want that car, then that's the good time to buy them. Don't try to guess somehow when they're going to be updated or when they're going to be refreshed or what changes are going to be made and trying to buy it at the exact right time. This is a car we're talking about. It's not a smartphone. Smartphones come out routinely at the same time every year. We can predict that, and they depreciate over the course of a year or two, fairly calculable. But when it comes to a Tesla and an electric car startup company that's trying to vigorously redesign the manufacturing business, redesign the charging industry, redesign the battery industry, when you're buying into a company like this, you're not going to see that kind of predictability and stability. Cars are not assets, people. They are liabilities. They will depreciate no matter what Tesla does. You know what causes your car to depreciate? Driving it. Maybe just stop driving it if you're planning on buying a Tesla and you want to resell it at a good value so that you can help pay for your next car. But honestly, if that's your plan with cars, is just to buy them and then 3 years later sell them again so you can upgrade to something else, don't expect a huge return on your profits, okay? Unless you're buying some type of limited edition, exclusive, very rare vehicle that doesn't depreciate. I know they're out there, but they're not the majority. Expect full well that your car is going to depreciate over time. By the way, studies have shown Teslas depreciate much slower than the average gas car, so people are already complaining about Tesla's depreciation value just because they're lowering the prices of things. They're suddenly making colors that used to cost extra free, which is great for future buyers, which is what Tesla obviously is focused on. And I just find it funny that there's so many people out there that still want to complain that, hey, I bought my Tesla over a year ago and that wasn't an option. It was like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could save money, but you'd also not have a Tesla for a year. You want to just keep on waiting? Because Elon has openly said in interviews that they want to get the Model 3 even cheaper. This is not a secret. They want to get it down to like $25,000 someday. I think that'll be a good decade away, but if the CEO of the company is saying that they want to get the car cheaper and they want it to be more affordable and more obtainable to more people, heaven forbid, how dare they, then you should expect the car to get cheaper over time. If you buy into this vehicle in its early phases, yes, you will down the road see it get more cheaper, but as the car owner yourself, you shouldn't be preoccupied with future prices for a car you've already purchased. It'd be similar to buying an iPhone and then watching future generations of iPhone decrease the price of the one you bought. Hey, I could have waited a year and the iPhone 10 would have been $100 cheaper. Yeah, you could do that. It will hurt the resale value as it gets older, just like most things. But if you're trying to buy a vehicle and have it hold its value to the best of its ability so that you can sell that car and hopefully get most of your money back or a substantial portion of it, a Tesla is still going to be far better than the average gas car on the road. So don't act too much like you're being cheated out by this, because ultimately you still have one of the safest cars on the road that you've been driving in now for over a year or around a year. You're also getting software updates to your vehicle that allow it to gain new features and more stability that it didn't have before. So the experience for the end user is still getting better over time. And the people who bought a Model 3 a while back, you got huge tax breaks that people from here on out aren't able to get. A year ago, the amount of federal tax credit and state tax credit you would get on a Model 3 is nothing compared to the tax credit available now. So if anything, Tesla's just trying to make it a better deal for the new consumers who don't have that tax break and also just want to get that purchase price lower so more people can buy it and save some more money. Don't get upset over a company trying to save its customers money. Can you imagine if Apple did things like that? They were like, hey, we figured out a way to manufacture the iPhones differently, so now the white 10s Max is gonna be $100 cheaper. Yeah, maybe if you've already bought a white 10s Max, you'll be like, oh dang, my resale value. But for the people who are looking to buy and upgrade a new iPhone, then great, it just became that more achievable. Then they'll probably see that discount and go, oh, that's a good deal, let me go buy one. I don't understand it. I really really don't. I still plan on buying a Tesla next year, but if another Tesla down the line after I purchase mine comes out that happens to be cheaper, I say congratulations to future Tesla buyers. Just because I could have waited 6 months or whatever to save a couple grand, or my resale value gets slightly affected, that doesn't mean I need to be angry or upset. I'm still driving an amazing vehicle, safer than most others and depreciating slower than most others. If you're looking to make big investments and see little depreciation, then buy into the stock market or buy real estate. Don't buy into cars, especially ones coming from startup companies that are very, very new to the game. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the matter. Let me know what you think I'm wrong about, as I'm sure plenty of you disagree with me, by hitting me up over on Twitter or joining our Discord. And truly ask yourself, would it be better if Tesla just didn't lower their prices? Or literally people on Twitter suggesting, why don't you just leave the white option at $1,500 and make all the colors cost extra? What are you talking about? You would be happier if Tesla just made all their cars more expensive? I don't get it. This is your Tesla Sheep here. I'll see you in the next one.